What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy back again, Sean Spencer, one half of that dynamic duo that is Let's Talk Football. And it's been a while since I've been able to introduce my guy, but you know him best as Mr. I Want the Smoke, Nicholas Rosario. What up, Nick?
Well, good evening, everybody. How are we doing on this fine Thursday? I'm doing just fine, thank you. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to something we're gonna try out. New show, maybe just a set of shorts, something just to talk a little bit. Called Truth Be Told. Where honestly, it's in the name. Truth
That's right.
Be Told. So whatever we talk about, we're gonna give you our 2 cents on it. Nick, are you good with this? Are you excited about this?
Absolutely. I will talk about anything. Let's do this.
That's very true.
I always tell the truth. Just ask my mother. No, I'm kidding.
Oh God.
Don't ask her. Don't ask her.
Yeah, that's right. By the way, shout out to your mom, man. Hope she's doing well.
Thank you. She is. Thank you very much. Yeah, she's doing. The doctors cleared her. She's doing real well. So she's back to some normal function, getting some exercise in. She's good. Yeah.
I can dig
Thank
it.
you, though.
I love that.
Yeah, she's good.
I love that. Well, hey, look, ladies and gentlemen, you know where you normally see us. You normally see us talking football in some way, shape, or form, whether it be the round table with my guy or me on Washington Football Weekly, college show, whatever, just to kind of talk truth in that forum. But this is going to be a little bit different. We're not just going to stick to sports. We're just going to say what's on the mind. So
100%. Absolutely. Let's do this.
Let's get it. Now, to bridge the gap, let's start somewhere that's familiar. Truth be told, Nick, I got to say this, man. NFL fans have become far too passionate. Nick, do you agree with that statement, or is it all just par for the course?
Well, that's the thing. Because if we're just talking about how people act, because I think this is where you're going with this, so I want to make sure I'm clear. People act up when they go into public arenas, have alcohol, they act up. Okay, and what do they sell at sporting events? Alcohol, my friend.
That's right.
Which does have a big part to play in it, as far as I'm concerned, because a lot of times, if you're just sitting there minding your business, you get a hot dog and a Coke, blah, blah, you're good normally. You're just, you may scream something out, yell at your team, that's fine. But once you start getting the beer muscles and you got some stuff in you, some liquor, then you start, with the shouting and then, hey, sit down, buddy, hey, F you, blah, blah, blah. People start jawing at each other. As you've witnessed, and the thing is, too, I've witnessed this many times. For those of you who aren't aware, I do work at Wrigley Field here in Chicago where the Cubs play, and I've seen this 100 times, where some guy just says something that's a little too loud or a little too directed at something in particular. Somebody else takes offense, like, hey, buddy, blah, blah, blah. Now, all of a sudden, you got a war going back and forth. And I've seen this a lot with women as well. So it's not just men. I mean, as a matter of fact, lately, just with video clips I've seen of different things, the women are going at it a lot more than the men.
I've seen
and
that.
I think we could take this. I mean, I get we're talking about NFL fans, but I think you could take this with a lot of things. I think this is just me. And again, as we're talking about, truth be told, I think people's fuses are just a little shorter these days.
Yeah.
People in general seem to have shorter attention spans. They seem to get irritated more quickly, and that could be for a myriad of reasons. Like, it could be anything. Right. But I do think that you encounter people. It just seems like people just have shorter fuses these days. It doesn't take much to get someone going.
Right.
And
now,
so
is it becoming a problem? Is what I guess that's where I'm coming from, because it's a question and a statement. Is it becoming a problem, or it is becoming a problem? Because I've been in the last 2 football games I've gone to, albeit them being Washington, the last 2 games I've been to, there's been either some kind of altercation or there have been some words being, had back and forth of trivial stuff. I know one game that I went to, there was a guy sitting behind me, and we're up in the upper decks, and I'm just kind of sitting there, let's go, ranting my team. It's a season opener. We're playing the Chargers, and we're beating them. I'm getting hyped. And this is a Washington fan behind me talking about, man, sit down, man. Ain't nobody see behind you, da-da-da. And I'm like, bro, we're at a football game. You kidding me right now? We up here close to heaven. We that high up. You talk this process. So that's what I'm saying. It's becoming a problem, Nick.
Yeah. Okay. If I'm being 100%, I think so. And maybe that's just the older guy in me thinking like, well, I personally, it takes a lot for me to really get excited or like that, I try to be as laid back and as easygoing as possible in my general life. And I just feel like if I can diffuse a situation or if I can try to just, not be involved in stuff like that, I feel much better. But like I said, I just feel like it is becoming a problem because, I just think people have shorter fuses. People are more, and whether it's frustration due to all kind, again, a lot of people blame COVID for a lot of things that have happened in the last 3 years, and that could certainly be a part of it. I mean, we were cooped up in our houses for months. People, things started to just become extremely expensive once they opened up again because people were trying to recuperate what they lost during the time when everybody was at home. And so when you look at even, grocery prices, food prices, whatever, everything's gone up tremendously. Right. I mean, you can't get a carton of eggs for less than $3 now, which is utterly ridiculous. We used to pay $1 for a carton of eggs. Now you're paying $3, $4. So, I mean, yeah, people are definitely more, I think, irritated and more quick to want to just blow up, essentially, for lack of a better term. And I do think a lot of it is just frustration. A lot of people, just like you said, even going to a football game, how much money do you spend? And I'm sure, like I said, we've all been to sporting events. We've all been to things. We've spent our money. Like you're going to spend $100, $200, couple $100 just going out for one night, just to a sporting event. Easily, you could spend $200. And I think people feel like, well, hey, I'm paying my $200. I'm going to say whatever I want, and I'm going to do, and again, a lot of people, and I get that, but the fact is, it shouldn't get to the point where you're starting fights. Right. Or somebody says something, because here's the thing. If you don't like what somebody says, ignore them. Like, that's your right too. Just do that. Because that's what I chalk it up to. When people start yapping, it doesn't happen often, but I've been yelled at sporting events. Like, if I say something, I'll shout something out. Whatever, buddy, blah, blah. I just ignore it. Yeah. Because I know if I say something, then that's going to escalate. He's going to say something else. Then I might start to get like, all right, dude, you know what? That's enough. Just quiet down. You know what I mean? And then before you know it, you got a full-blown argument, and people, I don't like getting involved in that. But I think it is a little bit of a problem. And I think, like I said, you see it in everything. It's to me, it's any of it. Grocery store. People fight in a grocery store about stuff. Somebody took the last tomato, or somebody, hey man, you could say, excuse me. They bumped them with a cart or something. Like, it doesn't take much nowadays to really kind of set someone off, it seems like. And I think that's, plays into all that passion, whether it's passionate, whatever it is. I just think people just have shorter fuses.
Absolutely.
And just aren't really dealing with it the way that they should.
Right.
I mean, again, if you let things bother you, guess what? They'll bother you.
Exactly. Hey, look, I think that's it in a nutshell, man. Because honestly, truth be told, it's getting to the point where people aren't happy with other things, and they already bring in that chip on their shoulder. And then you made a great point. You start feeding them alcohol. You start feeding them liquor. You start, or if it's in the case of Washington, you go to a stadium where at least up till this year, that the owner didn't have your best interest at heart, charging you almost $20 for a 16-ounce beer at the stadium.
Doggy. Yeah, exactly.
And not putting a good product on the field. You know what I mean? And then couple all that with social media, and like you said, you're starting to see all these films of girls fighting and just random people fighting. Yeah. That's what people want. That's all they do is, oh, here we go. They don't want to break it up. They want that crap.
No,
and that's where we're going.
No, it's true, because everybody's got a camera, right? Everybody who's got a phone has a camera. Yeah. So the minute something happens, instead of trying to step in maybe, or trying to be like, hey man, let's, right away everybody starts filming, and that's all you get. TikTok, Instagram, all you see is videos. Facebook, whatever. You're just like, wow. And that's why we know more about it. That's why it's more prevalent today, I think, as well, because, 20 years ago, you didn't have that.
No.
The only way you knew if there was a fight at a ball game is if it was on the news or something.
Right.
Now you see everything, instantaneous too. Hey, this just happened 5 minutes ago. Look at this. And, it's automatically up there, and you see it. Yeah.
There it is. Yeah. So, hey, truth be told, it's getting a little out of hand, man, guys. When you go to a game, it's entertainment. Everybody's there for the same reason, most likely to watch the
Yeah.
game. I understand the outcome might not be that way, but at the same time, just don't need to do it. It's
Yep.
just leave it alone.
Absolutely.
Just leave it alone.
100%.
But Nick, let's keep this thing going, man. You're one of my good buddies. I talk to you pretty frequently, but Nick, I have to say, truth be told, I have a bunch of friends, man, but I only talk to a couple of them consistently. Is this a
Sure.
problem? Do you have this type of situation?
Well, yeah, and I don't. Yeah, I mean, but I look at it as I do know a lot of people because I've
Yeah,
met a lot of people in the 50 years I've been on this planet. I've met a ton of people.
right.
So I have a lot of people that I know. And yes, I have what I would consider enough friends where if I saw them, it would be, hey, how's it going? Let's talk, blah, 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 blah. Or may text them every now and again to see how they're doing. But I have a small circle of people that I truly talk to on a regular basis. As a matter of fact, I had lunch with my sister today, and we were talking kind of about this very thing,
Nice.
about just how big our circles are, like who we trust and who we talk to. And I could name probably five or six that I really that are not family. I'm talking about
Yeah.
just people that I've met, friends. You're one of them. My good friend Kasha, who shout out to her because she's getting married in May of 2024. I'll be in the wedding,
Congrats.
so
Congratulations.
your boy's gonna put a tux on next May. This will be fun.
Get
Yeah,
'em.
I'm telling you. And then you know who Jr. Jose is.
Oh
Jose's
yeah.
been one of my good buddies for 30 years, so that's one of my guys. You like I said, you and I have become really close in the last 3 years after we met.
Mhm.
And then my three buddies, and I always shout them out only because these are the people who truly, really like, and it's my buddies, and it's like a triumphant. There's three of them. I always mention them together because we have a group chat where it's just the four of us. And that's my buddy John, my buddy Steve, and my buddy Gunner, who I've known all now for 20 plus years.
Nice.
And those are my guys. Like those are just the guys I talk to, I hang out with, talk to regularly. And I think actually a lot more people are probably like that than we think.
Yeah.
Because again, you could know a lot of people, and I do. People would say, "Oh, well, look at your Facebook page." Okay, I have over 1,000 friends on Facebook. In that
Same here.
sense, like if you look at my Facebook page, I've got over 1,000 friends. But how often do I talk to those 1,000 people?
Hmm.
Honestly, if you look at yourself and you turn it inward and go, how many of these people do I really talk to on any kind of regular basis? A lot of times it's just I'll wish them a happy birthday every year.
Yeah.
And every once in a while you'll notice that somebody unfriended you, or you notice your number goes low or whatever. Like, and that's fine. Like I get that. It's hard to keep in touch with everyone. It just is. Everybody's busy. Everybody has lives. Everybody's got jobs, families, responsibilities. So I get that.
Yeah.
But to me, it's just a matter of I know a lot of people, and I like a lot of people too. Because I'll be honest, and you and I were talking about this the other day. So here's definitely a truth be told for all the people who have been in the extended Let's Talk Football family. Because for those of you who are aware, this basically started with Sean and Janae, and then Sean started something with Delilah and I. So really, in the beginning, there was four people
Mhm.
essentially when that this started going. And all of a sudden, if you look at all the people now that have been associated with each other, who have met each other through this, who have done other shows, it's grown tremendously in just the 3 years
Right.
since outside of just Sean and Janae doing their show every Monday. So I mean, I know all those people, and I like all those people, and they're fine people, but I don't know them all that well
Right.
outside of talking to them on here or in the group chats. So that's what I'm saying. Like I know a lot of people, and I'm friends with a lot of people. But as far as inner circle, it's 5, 6 people that I
Mhm.
truly talk to on a regular basis and really confide in. So yeah, I think that's probably more to the point for a lot of people than we might think. But how about you, Sean? Like in that
No,
chat?
I mean, shout out to Kat. Like she sat there and said multiple times, like, do you even have friends? I don't see you ever going and hanging out with this person and hanging out with that person. Look, man, my circle, I don't got time for that big circle, man. My circle is so small, it's a period, man. I only
Yeah,
keep those few that are close around me. And it's not anything, it's not that I don't like all the people.
right.
Like you're saying, the group we have, absolutely. I love them. They're
Yeah,
amazing. They're a part of the family. Um,
yeah,
but at the same time, it's whether we like it or not, the reason we came together is because of football and talking it, and that's
Yeah.
one of the that's the common ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we don't
Oh,
really
for sure.
know that much extra about everybody in the same way that you and I might know each other. But even still, even like I have friends that I've known for 20 plus years. They have kids. My good buddy, one of my close friends, my son's godfather, as a matter of fact, hit me up today talking about, man, we got to get together. But
right.
I mean, life happens, man. He's got 2 kids. He's doing things. I'm, working, nonstop. I'm, trying to put this stuff out there. So it's not as easy as it seems. Now, it doesn't mean that, I'm not trying to talk to folks. It doesn't mean that I'm trying to, I'm just, closed off and everything like that. But 100%. At the same time, there are times when you kind of feel, certain type of way. Like even with you and I, like if I don't hit you up, be it because you're working or be it whatever, like sometimes I like yesterday, I was like, dang, what Nick's doing. You know what I mean? And it was one of those situations where I was like telepathically, can you hit me up? Because I don't want to hit you up. But it's still like, dang, what's going on, man? Like it is weird like that. Because there's times where I'll just sit back and be like, I mean, I would love to see these people, but I'm just being lazy. I'm not gonna, and it's nothing personal. It's just,
not at all.
I mean,
life is life. Let's be honest. Like, I mean, and especially like you said, man, there's people who live all over the 50 states here.
Yeah.
And some even in Canada. So, I mean, it's not like every weekend we can be like, hey, let's get together on the weekend, guys. Let's hang out. Because everybody's in a different spot.
Yeah.
So the way we communicate is on here or through group chat, like you said, and so it's great to talk to everyone. But again, there's always those certain few people that you really talk to on a regular basis or see on a regular basis. And it's just, I mean, that's just the way it is. I think it's, like I said, I think it's that way for a lot of people.
Yeah, it is. It is. So when you come to this situation, truth be told, I don't think you should feel bad, because you can't get to everybody. Everybody, like you said, everybody's going through life. Everybody's dealing with something. So,
absolutely.
But
going through something.
It's still good to reach out. It's still good to communicate.
100%. Yeah.
Because you just never know. You never know. A lot of times, both parties are like, "Dang, I wish I should reach out. I should reach out," but they don't for whatever reason. And then you find out the next day, oh, you was trying to reach out to me. I was going to do it to you, but I just thought that, we're in our heads with stuff. So, truth be told, man, get out of your heads. Contact me.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, buddy. And I think piggybacking on that, like we talked about, man, truth be told, I have a lot on my mind, man. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. I know you can relate. I mean, dealing with, my parents, they're not getting any younger. You just talked about your mom being cleared, and thank God for that. My fiance, her sister is coming into town. Shout out to you, Christina. She's coming into town later on. I think she might even be at the airport. She's coming into town like midnight tonight, and then Saturday they're going to West Virginia to be with their dad, who's going to have open heart surgery on Monday. You know what I mean? So obviously that's racking the brain. Obviously, working multiple jobs, events that are coming up. A lot of it. Truth be told, I have a lot on my mind, Nick. I have a lot on my mind. I don't talk about it as much, man. What about you?
Well, yeah. I mean, like you said, it's amazing that you think like, well, I have a lot of time because the schedule I work. It's generally when the Cubs are in town, I work. When they're out of town, I don't work.
Yeah.
But I've taken on extra things. Again, for those of you who are in the comments and want to make your jokes about me becoming a Swiftie, I did work the 3 Taylor Swift shows this past weekend at Soldier Field in Chicago here, and so I took on an extra 3 days of work. Which cut into my time off, obviously, because now I go back tomorrow for 2 more concerts at Wrigley. And then, Sunday, I'm spending the day with my father because I actually work on Father's Day this year. So we're going to meet with him on Sunday.
Nice.
So then I only have Monday off before I go back for 6 games again at Wrigley. So, I mean, and that does weigh on you to be like, okay, I don't have a lot of time. I got to try to get my stuff in here, and here. And again, I worried about my mom, obviously. Like I said, she's been cleared of everything. She had a transplant over a year ago, March of 2022. She had a liver transplant. That all went well. Obviously there was some things that went with that. So you got to monitor, you got to do all that. And then she had to have a hernia surgery that kind of related to some of that. So then, like I said, she just got cleared by the doctor. Again, that surgery was over a month ago. So yeah, man, you worry about these things. You think, like I said, my parents, your parent, I know your parents are a little bit older. My dad turned 70 this year. Mom is 68. So, again, it just as you get older, little things here and there, the aches and pains, whatever. So you worry about that. You worry about your job, making sure because to me, the biggest thing too is that peace of mind is knowing that at least for me, that things are kind of taken care of, whether that's your rent, whatever, what you're doing, getting to work on time, taking care of your responsibilities, whether it's kids, parents, aunts, uncles, whatever you do, you kind of, it makes you feel better when you know that those things are taken care of and you have those things covered. And so I think it weighs on your mind when something happens and you're like, man, I'm not clear on this. I got, I hope this happens so that this happens. And I think we all get caught up in that. That's for sure. We're all, we all live our lives and we all have things that we have to take care of and responsibilities. So, I mean, yeah, I think there's a lot that goes on a daily basis where sometimes you don't even think about it. And you're just like, hey, man, let me take a minute to really see what I can do here or figure this out and do this. And like I said, you and I talk a lot. Yeah. So I know that between us, like I know what you're going through. You kind of know what I'm going through. Like, again, it's not just about, but a lot of I'm a big guy. Like I'm Big Nick for a reason because I'm a big guy.
Big Nick.
And so I'm exactly. So I'm currently in a weight loss program here in Chicago at Stroger Hospital here in Chicago. And so, I'm hoping to have weight loss surgery in October. So I'm currently going through appointments there. Again, you get older. It's like, you got a little too much weight there, Nicky boy. You're lucky you don't have a lot of problems. But if you want to, if you want that to continue, you got to make sure you take care of that. So that, that's on my mind. The surgery can be risky. Anything can happen. There could be complications, any number of things. So I 100%, like every day when you wake up, you're just like, okay, I got up another day. Let's get to it. Like, let me take care of what I got to take care of. Let me think about what I got to think about. And again, that's why I try to wake up, be happy that I woke up, try to go out the door with a smile on my face, see what the day brings, it's stuff like that. So I just think, yeah, I mean, again, I know what you're going through, what I'm going through. So, but for everyone out there, again, I'm not afraid to share. So if anybody's interested in just talking about whatever, I'm more than happy to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, again,
or coming on this show, truth be told.
Right, exactly. Because I think, and let me be honest for a minute, like truly honest about this. Sean brought this idea up to me just like the other day. He was like, I think maybe we should do something. And we started trying to flesh out what it could be. So I still don't think it's fully fleshed out because we're just doing this and kind of like came up with these things to be like, let's talk about this. Right. So, but as it goes on, like if you guys have suggestions or ideas or things you'd like us to talk about, we're open to that as well. Because truth be told, go ahead. Okay.
We got some comments. I don't know why it's not showing up on here, but it's showing up on my phone. Alex said, "Proud of you for taking steps to improve your health, Nick." And my guy Ryan Swing, what up, Ryan? Man, I haven't seen you since high school. He said, "Way to go, best of luck, man."
Oh, thank you. No, thank you, guys. Yeah, it's just I've struggled with weight, and I think I've told Sean that I've struggled with weight my entire adult life, pretty much. Like since the age of like 23, 24, where I started to notice that I was just starting to get bigger in the wrong way. I was like, whoa, chunky, what happened? So, I mean, it's just one of those things. Like I said, I think it helps to talk to people sometimes. Yeah. And I think that's part of this too. Like, I don't mean to sound like I'm, psychology 101, but it's helped with Sean. Well, there you go. See, but I'm just saying, like, Sean and I help each other because we tell each other what's going on with each other. Like I know what he's going through. I know he knows what I'm going through. Yeah. And we just try to help each other out. Like whether it's just a word of encouragement or like, hey man, you need something. What can we do? And I think that's what part of building a community is. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause like you said, this thing is blown up. You look at all the people who have been associated now with Let's Talk Football, or I've met through Let's Talk Football, and all these other people now who have doing their own thing and doing their own shows, and everybody's branching out, which is great. I mean, that's what you want. You want everybody to do what makes them happy, and it's good to see the growth and all of that. So, that's why we're here, I think. Like, I think that's kind of the point of this too. Like, Sean was like, yeah, let's just be honest about stuff. Let's talk about real things. Let's talk about real issues. Let's be honest about them. Because let's be honest about one other thing as well. And I think this is a big one because men are generally not known for being transparent or sharing their feelings.
There it is.
And that's a big one. That's a big one for like male macho. You're not a real man if you cry. You're not a real man if you share your feelings. And a lot of us have probably struggled with that. I know I have. Yeah. Like, you just sometimes the way you grow up or the way things are. Yeah. What's the matter with you, huh? Come on, be a man. How many times have I, you hear that as you grow up and stuff, and you're just like, all right, you know what? Take it easy, pal. But yeah. So, I mean, there's not a lot of that where men are concerned. And a lot of times men are afraid to speak up about things or to say how they really feel. So I think Sean and I were also trying to just kind of start a dialogue, and whatever comes of it, comes of it. And I think this is yeah. Go ahead, Sean.
I'm saying I didn't want to interrupt you, but that's it in a nutshell.
No, you're good.
Honestly, it's just like what the title says. Truth be told, and I got to be honest. Like I was, I've gotten to such a comfortable level at my job that I just kind of go through the motions. And I was sitting there today at a stoplight and just zoning, just completely zoning out and looking. And when I kind of snapped back, I came to. I happened to have locked eyes with a guy that was homeless, and he was just standing there, and he had kind of locked eyes with me, but I was so out of it that I wasn't even paying attention. I was just looking off in the distance. And so it got to the point where I was going to where the light hit, and I felt like, oh snap. Oh man.
Yeah.
And I didn't, I couldn't give him anything like that. And then for the next 2 or 3 hours, that's all I'm thinking about. Like that. Right, and it's not even a huge ordeal. I've seen people like that and haven't had an issue. But on this day, it kind of hit me where it's just like, wow, what is going on?
Yeah.
So much so that on the way back, I'm sitting here at a stoplight and again, just zoning, just thinking this, thinking that. And then right in front of me, like I'm the first one in line at the light. I got somebody over here, and I'm totally out of it. And then right in front of me, one car's coming, one car's turning, pow. And it literally just kind of woke me up for a second. And it was like one of those things where you're like, do I need to get out of the car and help? Like, wow.
Yeah.
And it was on one case, I found comfort in the fact that it was a blessing. Both of them looked alert and the airbags came out and it was straight. But just the devastation of the hit. It just kind of put everything in perspective. And I kind of said a little prayer after that. And then what killed me is that later on in the day, it just kind of left the mind. It just, it went out. There's so many things that we're dealing with on a day-to-day. You talked about the things with your family. You talked about your weight. I'm blessed to have both of my grandparents, or on my mom's side, still alive.
Yeah.
But there are serious issues. My grandfather's on a breathing machine. Smoked all his life. I didn't even know he smoked until a couple years ago. Like that's how naive I was.
Yeah.
And then my grandmother had issue with kidney failure, this and that. And there's just so many of these things in there. And it's just like you're trying to place it in the spot and just, you have to be able to deal with it. You are the one who's supposed to put this on your shoulders. And it's exactly like you said. You don't ever have an opportunity to be like, Nick, man, I just got to unload, man. I just got to just tell it all. Like even last night when I just said, like, I was very honest. Like, I wish I could have talked to you because I didn't do the show. Shout out to Will, Washington Football Weekly on Wednesdays. I didn't do the show, but I mean, I was just so out of my whole mindset. Like I wasn't in the right spot. I didn't even feel it was right for me to do it just because I wasn't even confident in myself. I wasn't even ready to do it. And I started to realize like I'm an insomniac. I worked the graveyard shift for 10 years. So it's always been natural for me to stay awake, and now even more. And it's kind of just like, man, there's so much that just goes into the brain, and it's just like, it goes and you finally pass out and you wake up and it's just all right back there. And
that's the thing. Yeah.
It's rough. It's rough, man. And not to bring it down to this, but
no.
Look, one of the things I love, and it's called Let's Talk Football, but the real basis behind it is let's talk. That's what I want us to do. Let's have these conversations. People are hearing look. Ryan said, "What's up?" He said, "It's great to hear other people talk about it." Alex said, "I can agree with all of this. Glad you have met all the LTF family. Great group of people. So thankful to be a part of it." Ryan said, "Facts to you." Alex said, "Amen, brother. If I had $1 for every time I thought I had to be a man and ended up holding stuff in." Yeah. There it is.
100%. Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's what this is, honestly. It wasn't like even when I talked to Nick about this, I said, you know what, truth be told, Nick, and I just left it there. I didn't. There was no premise. There was just truth be told.
Truth be told, yeah.
And that's we just wanted to let it out. We just wanted to kind of get it out of our system. We don't have a schedule. We weren't even going to go live until Nick was like, let's just see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, we were just going to record it, and so I was like, let's go live. What the heck? Let's just do it.
Yeah,
like I said, again, there's not much else to say in that regard. Like I said, guys, this is just something that Sean and I talked about, and we're like, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's see where it flies. Let's see what sticks. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate you guys tuning in real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I said. I think that's kind of the thing is like, because I've noticed too, again, real quickly, you never realize how much somebody might be struggling with the same thing until you say something.
Yep.
And somebody may have had a similar situation or they've been through a similar situation, and you can help each other through that. And it's amazing that we never think like that.
Yeah.
Like, well, maybe I should tell this guy because maybe he'll understand what I'm talking about, or he's been through that, so let me talk to him about it. Maybe he can help me. And I think that's part of this too. Like I'm more than willing, honestly, at any time. If anybody ever wants to talk, I'm totally free. You can call me anytime. I don't mind. And my phone's like with most people, my phone is always by my side. Even when I go to sleep, it's right on the nightstand. I just reach over and grab it if I need to. So, I mean, I think, for me, I like, especially as I've gotten older, I've realized this probably more than anything else, is that if you don't say anything, A, nobody will ever know, and 2, nothing will probably ever happen.
Yep.
So, if you got something on your mind, share it with us. If you want us to talk about something particular, share that with us. Because again, this is not scripted. This is free form. We're trying it out, and we're hoping that it sticks. And guys, girls, whoever wants, ladies, gentlemen, whoever wants to talk, that's why Sean and I are here. Like, that's basically what we're doing with this. So
there we go.
Let us know.
Shout out to a couple more people in the comments. Kat saying, hey, loving to see you guys chat it up. Diego, my guy from 5th grade. What's going on, man? Great Diego show, guys. 5th grade. Look at that. Yeah, love the topic, he said. Kat said, Nick is preaching. And Alex says, same here. I've always willing to listen. If I'm not available right then, I'll hit you up ASAP. Trust and believe that is true. Alex has hit me back when he's sure.
I believe it. Yeah.
But look, we're gonna take you out on more of a humorous note. Nicholas talked about him working at Wrigley.
I knew this was coming.
We all know what it is. Truth be told, Nick, I think you volunteered to work that weekend, man.
Hey, they paid me. I'm going to work. Let's be honest about one thing, right? I didn't know. I had no clue what I was in for. I'm not even going to lie. Like I worked the concert because they're like, hey, we got Taylor Swift for 3 days. Can you work? 100% I can. That's 3 days worth of money. So absolutely. But like I said, I was not prepared for what I saw and what I witnessed those 3 nights at Soldier Field. I mean, honestly, for those of you who didn't see my Facebook post, I just said I have gained a tremendous respect for Taylor Swift. Yeah. If you want to call me a Swiftie, that's fine. No problem.
You're a Swiftie.
But
Nikki the Swiftie.
But I really truly did. Like, if you would have seen, it's just incredible to me how you can get 55,000 fans, 95% women, but there was men there as well. So don't think there wasn't. There's plenty of men there. But the love they were throwing at her from the audience, singing along, blah, 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 chanting, all that stuff. And the love she threw back from the stage, like she took, she did obviously costume change. She does a 3-hour show. So she's got costume. She does elaborate productions. This is like a Broadway musical, seriously.
Yeah.
Like she's got costume changes, you got different sets, you got stuff, but she takes time to also address the audience.
Yeah.
And she talked a lot about just different things, about how much she appreciates you guys, about just being accepting of things. Like she goes all out. And that's why I say, like, I really gained a lot of respect. I knew maybe 10 or 12 songs, like I recognized songs that she was doing, but I was never take it off, exactly. I was never a big fan of Taylor Swift.
You just knew it.
Well, that was a popular song, right? Shake it off. I'm sure you knew it too, so don't even start.
I did.
But I'm just saying, like, it's just one of those things where, like, I was not expecting any of what happened. Like, I never thought I would witness something like that. So, like I said, I just thought it was a fun 3 days. It was entertaining. I met some interesting people along the way too, as well. I had a couple of long bus rides with a few people. So yeah, it just stuff I didn't expect. So it actually turned out to be a pretty great weekend, and I'll be looking forward to when I get that paycheck. That's all. You're
kind of a little celebrity. You was in there with a couple pictures of some ladies, my guy.
Well, love it when you call me Big Papa. What can I say, bro? Do what you got to do. I'm just saying,
I ain't mad at you, Nick. I ain't mad at you, baby.
What can I tell you? No, but yeah, it was a great time. I had a great weekend. That was it. Yeah.
Oh, I can dig it. Look, there it is. That's the first and official episode of Truth Be Told.
Yes.
Hey, and truth be told, actually, I absolutely had a lot of fun. This is perfect. Yeah,
100%.
So we will definitely be doing another episode. Try to keep it at 30 minutes, but we got into some nice little things right now, and y'all are talking back and forth to us. So definitely want to let it run if we have it. Yeah. But we are gonna hop out of here. Want you guys give you a program announcement right after we get off here. Want you guys to stay tuned. The NFL edition will be coming on tonight. My guy Alex Loosemore, who's in the comments, will be hosting that show. I think Mr. Ben Cornett will be on there. Maybe Alec, maybe Scott Thaler, Mr. Ram fan himself. They will all be on there tonight. So definitely after we finish here, jump over to on their YouTube. I'll share it for sure on my page. And hey, they're talking football. They're talking top 10 quarterbacks. Oh, yes. That conversation might get a little heated.
That's going to get heated. That's going to get heated. Yes.
Oh, yeah. But hey, for your boy Sean Spencer, you see my guy over there, Mr. I Want the Smoke.
Always, baby. Always.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. Hey. Yeah. You have anything else to say? All right. Yeah.
No, I thank you, Sean. This was great. That's it. I'm signing off, baby. What?
Hey, truth be told, let's get it. Let's get it. Wait, will Mr. Spencer be on it? I am on it. Are you talking about my dad, Cat?
I think
Cat was in there.
I think maybe the NFL edition she was talking about.
Oh.
Mr. Spencer, because you were listing all the people who might be on.
Well, look. No, I know what she's. I know what she's doing.
Oh,
she don't want to have to. She thinks she's gonna have to pick up her sister. So now she want to get on here and talk this talk. So let me just show you, Catherine. I am still here at work, darling, precious Buttercup, and I am going to pick up you and go pick up your twin sister, and then proceed to not sleep tonight, even though I have 2 jobs tomorrow. Thanks, Catherine. So yeah, definitely stay tuned. Next show, we're gonna have more topics for you. Who knows? Maybe even a guest. And hey, we're just gonna kick it. And hey, truth be told, it's gonna be a good time.
Let it all hang out, baby.
Peace, people. We'll see y'all soon.
See ya.